Hello again, YouTube. No, I just uploaded a video, but just found a video that is really getting on my nerves. And so is the author. There is a YouTuber by the name of, hang on, I'll tell you, Nutty Madam 3575. This is a response video to this woman on her "Fuck You Stephen King" quote video. Stephen King wrote a few years back that Stephenie Meyer's writing wasn't worth a darn, was his exact words. Nutty Madam, where the fuck do you get off telling Stephen King what he can and cannot say? If you're sitting there and saying that opinions of other people don't matter, you're really letting this shit get to you. I have seen a lot of your videos, and the question I'm asking myself is, how old are you? How old are you? Because you act like a 13-year-old child when it comes to this stuff. I have seen your trailer reactions of you watching the trailer. My advice would be to go get some professional help. I love the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I love the Friday the 13th series. I love the Halloween series. I love the Nightmare on Elm Street series. But every time I've seen a new trailer, I don't sit and cry, or scream, or squeal, or curse, or anything else like you do. And the Stephen King thing, we have a thing here in America called the right to speak your mind. It's called freedom of speech. And in my opinion, yes, this is an opinion, okay? If my opinion doesn't matter, you shouldn't freak the fuck out if you see this video, which I really do hope you see this video, because in my opinion, you really need to grow up. Twilight is not real. It never has been real. It never will be real. Okay? That's what you need to sit down and understand. The characters are exactly that. Characters. But, on the other hand, I do have to agree with Stephen King, because in the whole entire shitstorm of books that were written by Stephenie Meyer, the Twilights especially, there are no character developments. There are no character personalities. The only thing that it is Bella bitching and moaning through the whole damn series, because secretly it is Stephenie Meyer's fantasy life that she wishes to live, which is really sickening when you think about it, because if she has that much low standards, she really needs to get a life. Yes, I will tell you this, Stephenie Meyer will never live up to Stephen King, and you wouldn't know because you said in your video that you've only got to the 3rd page and put it down because it's boring. Well, number one, I'm sorry that Stephen King doesn't write, little bitty, naive teenage girl fantasy fairy tales that might make you wet in your Little Mermaid panties. But he's a mature, incredible, amazing, award-winning billionaire of an author. You said that Stephenie Meyer sold 18 million copies of Twilight. Okay? Stephen King has sold 350 million copies of his books worldwide. J.K. Rowling has sold more copies than Stephenie Meyer of her Harry Potter series. Stephenie Meyer does not know how to write a book. Stephenie Meyer is trying to live out a fantasy life in book form, which is what you're supposed to do, but you're supposed to be the reader that does that. The reader lives out the fantasy life. You're writing for the reader. You're not writing to be a self-centered little bitch like she has. Whatever number I'm at, I don't really give a damn and not keeping count. As a matter of fact, I'm getting more pissed off at you. Because anybody that would make a fool of theirself on a public YouTube channel about how stupid they react to Twilight and the stars and everything else of this series. I watched one of your videos tonight when the news broke that Kristen Stewart cheated on Rob Pattinson, and you sat there and cried about it. Why? Has these people ever given you money? Have these people ever helped you out in any way? Have these people paid your bills? Have these people called you on the phone and talked to you? Are these people your friends? You know, I really doubt that. Yes, I understand that you've went to conventions, and I understand that you've met the Pattinson and the Stewart and all that, or whatever else they want to be called. I have met just about every Leatherface that was in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre series. And if you don't know what that is, those movies are for mature people that, that see the trailers and they're like awesome and stuff. Anyway, okay. Met every one of them almost. But do I talk to them on the phone? No. Have they helped me pay my bills? No. And I will be damned if I'm going to be sitting there one night and find out that one of the actors of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre has cheated on his wife. Do you think I'm going to cry? No. Do you think I'm going to be upset? No. That's life. That is real hardcore, down to earth, bust your ass on a rock life. You are living in a fantasy world, my dear. You need to seriously grow up and check your head. I have never in my life ever seen anyone act like you do. At first, I thought it was an act to be a comic. But then as I've started watching, I grew more terrified because now I know you're truthful. You look like you're almost as old as I am, if not a little bit more. And like I said, I'll be 30 this year. I grew up a while back. I don't know if you have checked out the real world or not. Maybe you have, and maybe you sit there and found Twilight to be an escape route for you. Maybe you found that the real world was a little bit too tough. Maybe where you insult people and tell them to fuck off and fuck you and all this stuff and scream at people. If they give you an opinion, maybe the boys have stayed away from you a while. Maybe you're still possibly a virgin. And, well, I'm not even going to go into that, but I can understand why, if you are. But bottom line is you have made a complete and utter fool of yourself over a person or persons in these movies that don't give a shit about you. If something happened to you, and God forbid, let's say you take ill all of a sudden. You get really bad sick. You're in the hospital. Do you think Stephenie Meyer and Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart are going to be there by your bedside when you wake up? If you do, you have a lot of mental issues. The people that will be there by your bedside is your mother and your father. That's the truth. That's reality. I know it's hard to face. I know it sucks. But sometimes we all have to grow up and face it. If you ask me, it's long overdue for you. Like I said, tonight I was just bored and looking through videos and run across yours, and I am amazed. That's all I can say is I am utterly, truly amazed by your videos. I mean, and plus, well, one thing, you've given me a great laugh tonight. I've never seen anybody sit and cry and scream and curse over a trailer, a movie trailer. That's insane. And you spent hard-earned money from England, the UK, to go all the way to LA to see these movies and meet these stars. And you come back to your home, and if anybody has an opinion about it, you freak the fuck out. If anybody sits there and says that they don't like Twilight and they're telling the truth, that's just like Stephenie Meyer has bashed Stephen King and says she's worthy of an Oprah Award and all this stuff. Okay. Number one. She was writing a book a little while back, and it leaked on the internet. Instead of tucking in her lip, putting on her tough face, and finishing the book, no. She withdrew and completely got pissed off at her fans and said she wasn't going to continue to write the book anymore. How kiddish, if that's even a word, or, well, let me rephrase that. How immature can you be? I mean, seriously. How immature can you be? I mean, there's no other way to put it. That's like when me and my little brother were kids. I can understand being kids if, let's say that me and him were sitting together and we were about 4 or 5 years old at the time, and he reaches over and steals my animal cracker, and me just smack the shit out of him and start crying. If you think about it, it's the same damn principle. She got mad and upset because someone leaked some of her writing on the internet, and she blamed the fans. You should be careful who you give your writing to. Even though it is trash, you should still be careful about who you give your writing to. If you can't trust that person, don't give them the writing. If you can't talk to that person and respect them, don't give them the writing. But the way she acted over her fans and everything else is insane. Another thing is, from what I've heard, I've never been able to do it, although me personally, I'd give anything to do it, is yes, I would love to have one of my Stephen King books signed by Mr. King himself. Would love to talk to the man, would love to shake his hand. Not expecting him to show up to my funeral or call me when I'm sick or call me when I'm depressed, like you do with Stephenie Meyer, but that's besides the point. I'd love to shake the man's hand, tell him thank him for putting out such great stories and fiction. You know, because after you read over the third page, his books kind of get good. But would love to meet the man, and guess what? If you got a book, he takes the book, opens it up, and signs the inside cover, whatever you want. You go to Stephenie Meyer, she asks for fucking money to get her autograph. Your shit's not made of gold. That's what pisses me off about you Twilight fans. I'm not trying to piss on everybody else's parade today. That's not what I'm trying to do. I know Twilight fans, that some of them are decent, But it's pieces of shit like you, Nutty Madam, that make the Twilight people sick. Because number one, you act like everybody else that likes another book besides you are completely under you. You act like if someone's got an opinion to keep it to themselves. That's not the way the world works. If you get sick of this, these people responding to your shit, quit making videos of you bashing people and saying that it's an opinion. It's not an opinion. You're sitting there hating people because they're telling you the truth. That's like you was talking about the girl that played in new movie that just came out. Hell, I can't remember it. It's another teeny bopper movie, which should be right up your alley. But you're getting pissed off at her for stating her opinion. And you're saying it's just an opinion. No. Kristen Stewart herself has said that she doesn't like the Twilight books. She has said that she doesn't like the character of Bella Swan, which anybody in their right mind will not like the character of Bella Swan, because all it is Stephenie Meyer in a fantasy world that she never got to live. The character of Bella Swan, if you can call her a character, is so self-centered, so delusional, and so idiotic that it's not even funny. The people that eat this shit up are young teenage girls, and I guess very lonely, insecure women that sit at their house all day and make videos of themselves crying because of a new trailer. If you have that much of a lonely life, get out and meet some people. Please. You're sitting there, I watched a video of you probably 15 minutes ago of you sitting there crying because the Twilight franchise is over. I myself was dancing on my living room floor when I heard this news. My mother is a Twilight fan. I bought her the books, bought her the movies. But does she sit in front of her computer and cry over Twilight? No, she doesn't. And she has respect, something that you don't have. Respect for other people's opinion. You have no respect for anybody's opinion but your own selfish self. That's the reason that you like Twilight so much. That's why you can identify with Bella, is because you're selfish. You're selfish and do not respect anybody else but yourself. Anyway, I hope you really see this video and I hope it strikes some sense into you, because it's getting really old of hearing people bitch and moan and groan about people with their opinions of Twilight. The shit is over. It will never come back. It's gone. The characters that's there are gone. The people that starred in that movie's the careers are dead now because of that shit. Because they'll never ever get another good movie role to play without being, oh God, that's Edward. That's what Twilight is. You sit there and look at Stephen King. What did you like about the Stephen King book? Well, the character development of Jack Torrance and the way he was dealing with alcoholism and was letting the demons get to him. What did you like about Twilight? Oh, Edward, he's hot. That's it. That's it. That's the only thing about Twilight that anybody remembers. That's it. But anyway, I'm not trying to start war with you. As a matter of fact, peace and goodwill to you. I hope that you find whatever it is you're looking for. I hope that you live a happy life. And I hope that you really stop this Twilight obsession before it hurts you. But if I hear about you disrespecting any more people's opinions, fuck off. You're the one that needs to fuck off, not Stephen King. You're the one that needs to fuck off. Fuck off, grow up, maybe get laid. Might make you feel a little bit better. Anyway, Nutty Madam, if you can, take my advice, take it easy, take care.